Unit 7. Listening. Exercises 2 and 3.
Hello and welcome to another programme in our series about the origin of different popular sports. Today, our expert, Anna Phillips, is going to tell us about the origin of an incredibly popular sport, basketball. Anna, what can you tell us about the beginnings of basketball?
Well, in comparison with football, rugby or tennis, basketball is quite a modern game because it was only invented in 1891.
Invented?
Yes, the man who invented it was James Naismith. Naismith, who was born in Canada, was working at a YMCA school. He was a PE teacher. His director gave him 14 days to invent a new indoor sport. It needed to be a sport which would keep students fit, but that wouldn't be aggressive or violent. That's why Naismith made basketball a non-contact sport.
So, was this in Canada?
No, Naismith was born in Canada, but he was working in the US in Springfield in Massachusetts, which is really cold in the winter. That's why it had to be an indoor sport.
What did they use for baskets?
They had fruit baskets, peach baskets. Of course, the problem was that when the ball went into the basket, they needed to stop the match. Somebody came with a ladder, climbed up and got the ball out of the basket. The game stopped for a few minutes after each basket. In fact, it was only in 1906 that they finally changed to the modern nets that we have today.
Has the game changed a lot since its invention in 1891?
Many of today's rules are the same as the original rules which Naismith wrote. There were 13 in total. But in the original rules, you couldn't bounce the ball, you could only pass it. Naismith had 18 students in his class, so originally he had 9 people in each team, not 5 like there are now. His students, who were all boys, used a football at first. Later, they made a special ball for the new sport. Actually, at one moment, somebody wanted to call the sport Naismith ball, but Naismith didn't like the idea.
Oh, how long were matches?
In Naismith's original 13 rules, a match had 2 halves. Each half was 15 minutes long, with a 5-minute break between them. Oh, and you only got 1 point for each basket you scored, not 2 like today. In fact, the final score in the first match was only 1-0.
Well, that doesn't sound very exciting. Nowadays, top teams can score 100 points. So, was basketball immediately popular?
Naismith actually admitted that the first time he explained the new game to his class, they weren't very excited by it. But the game was popular, and it soon became popular with other YMCA centres too. And after that, universities started playing it too. Around that time, they changed the rules to have 5 players in each team.
Did Naismith live to see basketball become one of the most popular sports in the world?
Yes. In 1936, when Naismith was 75 years old, basketball officially became part of the Olympic Games. An organisation collected money so that Naismith could go to Berlin where the Games took place that year. That was a great moment for Naismith, to see people from countries all over the world playing the sport that he'd invented.
I can imagine.
But the interesting thing is that Naismith wasn't really interested in competition, in winning or being the best. He just wanted to invent a sport that people would enjoy, and above all, one that would help to keep them fit and healthy.
Well, he certainly did that. Thanks for the information, Anna.